will carry it and take it on to Mr. Elgun Sarafov. You are a United Nations CEDAW committee member from Azerbaijan. You are also an expert on international law. So first of all, thank you so much for being here and for approving to be with us on this panel. It's an honor. Your work includes reviewing member states' implementation of CEDAW, and you then issue reports. So from some of these reports you've issued, what actions from young people have you seen as effective in holding member states to account?
Thank you very much, dear Lyle. It's an honor for me to participate here today with young champions, because you, all of you, are young champions, and you're young champions from your countries. You're already participating in these decisions. You're already making your life what it will for the next future generations. You're participating in this process of the adoption, because you are already here in the United Nations, and it's important that girls' voice will be heard, not just here, but at all regional organizations at the same time. But we have the tectonic situations, very difficult situations. At this moment, we have 25 conflict situations continuing. What's happening in the Middle East? What's happening in the center of Europe? What's happening in Africa? Just in Africa, we have 12 continuing conflict situations. And it's a reality. Girls today are the victims of poverty. Girls today are the victims of selective abortions. Girls today are the victims of child marriage. Girls today are the victims of the limiting accessibility, or fully did not have accessibility for the health, education, and different possibilities of services, state service. And it's the reality of the 21st century. Unfortunately, it's reality. What can we do? How can we prevent? I think we need to continue our work. Continue as a young generation we do, fighting and non-stop. Because when we say about what will be the future after 10 years, you're doing it now. It's not just United Nations. United Nations is all the same with the people, with the humans. And today, each your voice, dear friends, dear colleagues, dear champions, it's heard. It's listening. You must understand it as really what will be your goals directly on this point. For CEDAW Committee, it's important. You know that CEDAW Committee is a universal organization for the protection, and we have the convention of CEDAW Convention, of the protection of women and girls in this world. And our main goals and main cases, what we are doing especially, protecting during the dialogues with the states, especially showing how the young persons can be participating. First of all, in the decision making. Second, in the legislation adoption, special possibilities, special accessibility, or special, for example, disabled girls. What about them? What about the prevention of the child marriage? What about the prevention of the trafficking cases? What about the prevention in the different violations, multiple violations of human rights? And we including in the dialogue with the states. We showing the right way how to develop in your countries, what will be heard by them. And for us, it's important to get from you your voices, today's voices. It's very important to get your voices on the floor, taking that on the ground, taking it in our reports. Not just making the decisions, which are, of course, very important as an efficient, but at the same time, that you will participate directly in this process.
Has CEDAW started with that?
CEDAW every day working. The last 40 years we're doing it.
Okay.
It's not just a question of one day. It's just a question of how you will develop. Because human rights, women's rights development is not just coming for one day. It needs a change of the generations. Because when statute adopted 45, you haven't any convention on the CEDAW of women's rights. After 80, 82, you have adopted. Now we are going to the next generation of human rights. Now we are going to the cybersecurity. Now we are going to the artificial technologies, artificial intelligence. Where are the girls? Just only 2% of women and girls participating in high technologies. And it's a reality. We see the difficulties and limitations in this process. And I'm sure that we need to continue our work. We need to unity our principles. We need to go on this question, non-stop. The main board for me and question as a slogan coming from me every day is don't stop. And I feel myself as a young also saying, by the way, you know, you say different questions. And I think that as young generation members, you can change. You can change what will be after 5 years, but you need to make it as a foundation today. What you're doing now, by the way. And you are the champions. You are doing all. It is the best line. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.